Hey fam, so this week I just wanted to come to you and talk to you about what's going on in our video control. A tech team came through to make everything simpler than it was before. I know initially change can be hard, but this change is for the good. So we're going to go through and talk about everything that happened in this room and what's changed so you guys can be prepared going forward. The first thing is there is no more CG4. It is gone. We will no longer have to control separate content from CG4, from CG1 to CG4. We'll just use CG1. What does that mean going forward? It means that we will have only full screen, center screen content that comes from CG1. And that's the only thing that changes on CG1 is you'll see when you go in that there will be no more lower thirds. That's the decision that we've made for now. It could change in the future to full screens on all three screens, but we'll see how this works for now. So that's the only thing that's changing on CG1 is that CG4 is gone and all the content will come from CG1. So let's take a look at the multi-viewer. For those of you that are used to looking at the multi-viewer, it definitely looks different. Things are in different places. And so let's go through why they're in different places and what they are. So the first thing you see on the upper right-hand side is the clock. Nice and big where we can all see it, so we can all keep our eye on that clock. Next to that you'll have preview, which is for the switcher. It's when they preview before they take a camera. Below the clock we'll find the now syncing slide so that if we ever do go down we can throw that up while we get prepared to do whatever we decide to do, whether it's local preaching or we can get Living as One going or whatever it is. Next to that we have CG2. CG2 should be able to see that screen while they're running so they can actually see what's coming out of their output. Next to that is the T2, playlist 1. Then CG1. CG1 operator should be able to see CG1 so they can see what their output is on the screen if they need to. Also, whether they're live or not live, they'll have that red square around their CG1. Below that, on the right-hand side, you'll see what it says M3. Now, M3 is an open space that we don't have used yet, so it's not that important. Next to that is what we have loaded into our splash on the switcher. Beside that is the T2 playlist 2, and then next to that is Resolume, which you guys typically know as CG3. Let's go on to the other multi-viewer screen. So now you'll see that program is here instead of where preview used to be. And then, so that is what's going out in the program window. Next to that, we can see what's on each screen. So A1 HL screen PGM means aux1, house left screen is on program. Next to that, we have A3, which is aux3, house right screen is on program. Below that, we have A2, which is aux2, C screen, which is center screen, is on Mini Me 1. Next to that, we'll find A5, aux5, is the lobby. And right now, that's set to splash. So this way, we can see what's on every single screen. It also allows us to throw different things on the lobby screen that aren't splash or program, like we could only do before. So we go back over here and look at this. You'll have cam 1, cam 2, cam 3, cam 4, cam 5, like you would before. Generally laid out exactly like they were. The switcher has an easy way to look at what's on the clock. And then we have uplink in this little window on the bottom right-hand side. So let's go ahead and move to the switcher and what's going on with the switcher, because that has completely changed. So now we'll move on to the switcher. The switcher has definitely changed. And what you'll see is Lobby Live, which used to be support. You have Lobby Splash, which used to be cameras and camera 2, I believe. So those now take the lobby to live, which used to be perimeter to program, and then you have lobby splash. You'll see this one's blank here. There's nothing on this button. Then we have graphics clear. That's CL. It's not a C1. So graphics clear. And then we have lyrics A, lyrics B, lyrics C, and then we have graphics A, which will put graphics A actually takes the chroma key, which we probably won't use for the most part moving forward. Next to that we have CG1 center instead of CG4 center, and that's how we'll take our graphics. The cool thing here is this graphics clear. If you remember, we used to be able to get toggled with our lyrics. So if I were to take some lyrics and put them on CG1, so we'll go ahead and put some lyrics up on CG1. And I was to take those lyrics with lyric A, you'll see that lyric A on program is on the lower part of the screen, and on the center screen is on the middle part of the screen. Now instead of a push and pull button, we hit graphics clear. So if I push this again, it doesn't actually do anything. It's not an on and off toggle. It's not an on and off toggle. But if I were to hit graphics clear, that gives me an absolute and actually turns all of them off. So back to this, we'll go ahead and look at what lyrics B looks like. So as you can see, lyrics B puts the lyrics on the lower part of the screen on the side screens and puts the lyrics on the lower part of the screen in the center. Central wants us to fire when we do uplink video. So next to that we have lyrics C. Lyrics C is what we used to use for key 2. So it just puts lyrics on the side screens, nothing in the center screen. Lyrics C. Alright, and again, to clear any key, we say graphics, it says CL. And so graphics clear takes everything off the screen. So we'll no longer get toggled where we have something on the center screen but not the side screens, or on the side screens but not the center screen. And that is a good thing. Graphics A is the chroma. The chroma key. It would be kind of like taking support, which you're not going to see because I have a black background at the moment. But again, when we want to get that off, it's not a toggle on and off button. We'll just hit graphics clear. This button right here, and that takes it off. We have CG1 center, which is no different than CG4 center, and it's so that'll take whatever's in CG1 and put it on the center screen. And then we have CG1 all, which will take whatever's on CG1 and put it on all the screens. And then we have Reso all, and Reso all will take whatever's in CG3, also Resolume, and put it on all 3 screens, like the 2-minute countdown. So we also have P1 all, which is the same thing that was P13 to play a video to all 3 screens. And then next to that we have uplink all. Now the cool thing is what we figured out is that we got this uplink all to play Resolume. So nobody has to sit next to Resolume and hit play. It actually works like the roll clip, but doesn't require the roll clip to be on or off. It actually communicates with Living as One and will fire the video from the point that it's paused on. And then the most important button probably on here is the home button. The home button is what we would use to come local. It said local before. That's the new local button. It'll take camera 1 to the side screens and Resolume / CG3 to the center. What we won't use anymore is anything on this side because of how we have all the graphics buttons now on and off and the lyric buttons on and off. So So now that we covered all the macros, let's talk about the cameras. They just moved a little bit. Nothing's really changed about how you'll switch cameras. If you look at the switcher here, cameras have moved from this end over a little bit. So you have camera 1 here, camera 2, camera 3, camera 4, camera 5. You'll cut them just like you would before. So if I take camera 1, I take camera 2, I take camera 3, I take camera 4, I take camera 5. That all stays the same. The buttons just moved over a little bit. I hope that explained it all for you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me and I'll answer them the best I can. If you think of anything we missed, let me know. I'll get back with the tech team and we'll get something else added that maybe we missed. But love you guys. Hope it all goes awesome. I'll see you soon. So now that we covered all the macros, let's talk about the cameras. They just moved a little bit. Nothing's really changed about how you'll switch cameras. If you look at the switcher here, cameras have moved from this end over a little bit. So you have camera 1 here, camera 2, camera 3, camera 4, camera 5. You'll cut them just like you would before. So if I take camera 1, I take camera 2, I take camera 3, I take camera 4, I take camera 5. That all stays the same. The buttons just moved over a little bit.